good day, DZMJ. Right now, we are with Undersecretary Rowena, Cristina Guevara, Undersecretary for Research and Development of the Department of Science and Technology, and we will talk about the ASEAN Science Summit here in the country that will be hosted by the Philippines. Yes, USec, can you give us the overview po nung magiging activities sa Cebu this coming week?
Nag-umpisa na ang ating activity. We started today with the subcommittee meetings. After the subcommittee meetings, there will be the Board of Advisors committee meeting, and then we will have the Committee on Science and Technology. In the Committee of Science and Technology, we have what we call the National Cost Chairs. I'm the National Cost Chair for the Philippines, but since we are the host, I will be the chair of the overall meeting.
Ano po dahil po 75 meeting na ito ng COS o itong Committee of Science and Technology, ano po ba yung pinag-uusapan pag sinabi natin na COS?
Yung Committee on Science and Technology, because Science and Technology is under the ASEAN Economic Cooperation Pillar, we talk about how do you maximize science, technology, and innovation for economic integration of ASEAN. So in our case, for example, we have the ASEAN Plan of Action for Science, Technology, and Innovation. In the 75th meeting, ang pag-uusapan namin, paano ba natin i-implement yan? Paano natin ma-achieve yung mga goals? For example, number 1 goals niyan is economic integration of the ASEAN. Pangalawa, taking care of the bottom of the pyramid. Yung mga lower class natin, ano? Tapos yung pangatlo is making sure that there is private and public sector partnership, especially for helping the micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Papasok din po ba dito yung collaboration between the academy and the industry?
Especially that one, that we need the academe, the source or the generator of technologies to be connected with the industries who can use the technologies developed by the colleges and the universities.
Regarding naman po dito sa 9th meeting of ASEAN-Japan cooperation between the Committee of Science Technology, ano po ito?
Yung ASEAN COST, meron tayong 10 partners. Isa sa partners natin is Japan. And with Japan, we have several activities going on with them, including kunyari yung under sa JSPS, Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, yung under sa JST, Japan Science and Technology Agency, saka yung under sa JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. So they have several programs wherein ASEAN researchers can collaborate with Japanese researchers.
May collaboration from Japanese and Filipino and the whole ASEAN nation.
Yes.
Regarding naman po na dito naman sa ASEAN EU dialogue naman po, ano naman po itong meeting na ito?
Yung ang tawag namin dyan, Southeast Asia European Union Joint Research Program. So we have countries in ASEAN and countries in the European Union conducting the joint research. And what happens there is that we solve what we call common problems. So for example, the environment, the Sustainable Development Goals, these are common problems among ASEAN and EU.
Yung SDG.
Yes, the SDGs. And so, yung projects under that program, the joint or JRP, Joint Research Program, ang binabanatan talaga is about fulfilling the SDGs.
Regarding naman po na hindi lang pala itong EU, hindi lang Japan, at meron pa tayong 8 ASEAN US consultation on science and technology. Hindi lang pala ASEAN, kundi may iba't iba pang country.
Alam mo, isa sa problema natin sa STI, Science, Technology, Innovation, kayo na rin na nagsabi sa media, parang hindi alam masyado ng mga awareness. So with the US, meron tayong 2 program. Yung isa, nagre-recognize sila ng ASEAN, US women. So, meron tayong 2 magpe-present during that meeting. Ito na yung runners-up from the 10 countries, 2 na lang natira. One is Malaysia, and the other one is the Philippines.
Sino po ang representative ng ating bansa?
Si Gay Jane Perez.
Si Engineer Gay Jane.
Yeah. Scientist yun.
Opo.
From UPIESM.
Dati kasama nila,
kasama siya sa Microsoft.
Opo, sa Microsoft, di ba?
So, out of the 10 women in science, dalawa yung natira, silang dalawa, isang Malaysian saka isang Filipino, and magpe-present sila doon at i-judge kung sino yung panalo. And sa gabi, i-award yung ASEAN US Women Prize for Science.
Ang layo na pala ng narating ng ating space technology po.
Yes.
Ano po yung advantage nung yung mga ginagawa natin research for the space technology? Kasi po yung iba, lalo na yung mga Pilipino na, halimbawa, gumastos tayo kay Dawata ng 300 million. Parang for a common tao, sabi nila, hindi practical yung 300 million. Pero behind that ay may good advantage po yung pagkaka-create natin ng Diwata and Maya.
Oo, alam mo yung Diwata kasi, under yan sa Philippine Microsatellite Program. It is not just making Diwata. Ang mas importante is, how do you use the data of Diwata? To that end, nagkaroon tayo ng Pedro. Yun yung ground receiving station natin. So, yung data galing satellite, bababa doon. Tapos meron tayong core. This is the computing facility. Kasi, pagkakuha mo ng raw data, ita-translate mo siya sa useful information. Nangyayari dun sa computing facility ng ASTI. To that end, out of the Phil Microsat program, we have trained 50 researchers and scientists na kaya na nila ngayon convert yung raw information into, raw data into useful information. So dati, magbabayad tayo ng 300 million for the small aperture radar data of the entire country. Pero ngayon, kahit mag-subscribe lang tayo worth 28 million, kaya i-generate ng human resource natin yung worth 300 million. Hindi na tayo magbabayad.
May add-on pa yun dahil tayo nag-generate. Di ba parang kumbaga sa satellite ay may iba pa tayo nag-gather na ibang mga information.
Yes. At saka kunyari ngayon, ang ating ASTI, siya yung kumukuha ng sandamukal na satellite data. Aside from Diwata and Maya, meron tayong mga subscriptions. Meron ding free na satellite subscription. And lahat ng yun, na pag-i-integrate nila, para kung ano man yung pangangailangan, mabibigay nila. For example, yung sa Naga sa Cebu na gumuho, kailangan nila ma-figure out saan ba yung mga bahay. So, ginamitan ng ASTI ng artificial intelligence.
AI na-execute na natin ng AI.
Yes, para malaman nasan most likely yung mga bahay, yung mga tao na nandito. Para pag naghanap sila, hindi na nila gagawin yung buo, yun na lang location na sinabi ng ASTI.
Kumbaga para po siyang GPS na natitrace ka agad kung saan.
Na na-adjust na kasi remember, gumuho.
Opo.
Tapos syempre, may data ng saan yung ulan, saan yung pagka-landslide, etc. Ginamitan na ng artificial intelligence para ma-predict saan most likely yung mga bahay. So yun ang nagagawa natin. Dati wala tayong tao nagagawa niyan. We buy the process data. Ang mahal-mahal.
So ngayon po ay, bukod po dito sa mga ginagawa natin for the space technology, ano pa po yung mga vital na project ng Department of Science Technology sa ating bansa para dito in relationship with this ASEAN Science meeting?
Connect muna natin, no? For example, meron tayong tinatawag na partnership contribution. Yung ASEAN, helping ASEAN. Kung meron kang knowledge in one field, share it with the other ASEAN countries. So we did that for LiDAR, light detection and ranging. We conducted trainings for the GIS personnel of the 10 ASEAN member states. And especially in Cambodia, we actually sent our people there to train many of the Cambodians. And for the first time, for example, they have raw data of their country. Finally, na-analyze nila yung data nila. And it was through the help of our LiDAR experts.
Kung naging personalized na mas makaka-uplift sa kanila dahil kanilang information na.
Oo. Tapos bukod doon, we also trained microelectronics people. At saka we also trained them on genomics and food innovation centers. Suppose, nagbigay pa tayo ng scholarship for Masters and PhD for Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. 18 silang nandito sa Philippines ngayon.
Anong year na po sila ngayon?
Bali, second year na sila. And the reason why we're doing this is that ASEAN should be able to help its own ASEAN members. And since we are advanced in certain fields, we share our knowledge. In the same manner, for example, Singapore, meron silang binubuo na high-performance computing, share din niya sa buong ASEAN. So tayo, may high-performance computing din tayo. pwede mo kasing pagdugtong-dugtungin lahat yun. You can have an even more.
Parang yung power ay mas, yung force ay mas matindi pag sama-sama talaga.
Masamahin mo sila.
Opo. Bukod po dun sa mga activity natin for the space, for human capacity building, ano po yung collaboration ng science and technology?
Okay, during this particular meeting, kasi nung, di ba, host ang Philippines last year, 2016.
Opo.
Last year, 2017, no? For the
17,
ASEAN,
opo.
during the 50th
50th.
anniversary, no? And during that ASEAN Leaders Meeting, kami ang nag-contribute, ang ASEAN COS, Committee on Science Technology. We crafted what's called the ASEAN Declaration on Innovation. How are we going to do innovation? So, dito sa meeting na to, each of the countries are responsible for one particular
Contribution.
part ng
Opo.
declaration. So, kunyari, tayo sa Philippines, we're talking about how do you transfer technology across borders. Kasi supposedly, with the ASEAN economic integration, the borders among the ASEAN countries will be porous. So, pwede nang lumas-pasok ang tao, technology, pera, and so on. So, ang tanong, what if I develop the technology in the Philippines? How do I transfer it to the ASEAN countries? So, yun yung assignment natin sa ASEAN Declaration. Tapos, the other countries, they also have assignment. Yung isang assignment niya, how do you help startups across ASEAN? Parang startup ako dito sa Philippines, how do I get my product to Malaysia, to Singapore, to Myanmar?
Lumawak yung outside the country yung market.
Yeah, so that's the ASEAN Declaration on Innovation. We are tasked to make sure it's going to happen. And then yung sabi ko kanina yung ASEAN Plan of Action for Science, Technology, Innovation, or PASTI, we also need to talk about ano pa yung mga centers of excellence sa ASEAN. Kasi imbis na magtatayo tayo ng 10 synchrotron, meron naman ang Thailand. Why don't we share? So, ano yung sharing mechanism? Ano yung research trust na gagawin natin? In the same manner sa Philippines, may gusto rin kaming i-propose na center. But I cannot mention yet because it needs approval first. Ano? So each of the country has their own center of excellence.
Talagang yung collaboration ay hindi taguan ng informasyon.
We're very open to each other. And then we also would like to talk about what we call transferring know-how from one country to another in the form of what we call talent mobility. So, if I go to any other ASEAN country, I don't need a visa. And I can only stay for 30 days, 15 days, it depends. What if we want to send a researcher who will be there for 3 months? Do they need a visa? So we need to talk about what we call talent mobility. How do we bring about, how do we make our researchers work together for longer periods of time? So isa din yan sa tackle natin.
Para hindi na sila mamblema regarding dun sa pagpunta nila in outside country or sila na from other Asian nation ay pupunta sa atin to do the research.
Yes.
Aside po dito sa mga meeting na ito, ano po yung inaasahan nyo dahil one meeting na ito? Ano po yung inaasahan nyo dito dahil Pilipinas ang chair? Kayo ang punong abala for the cause meeting.
Alam mo, dito sa meeting na to, mag-a-approve din kami for the first time yung tinatawag na Joint Research Projects using the ASEAN Science Technology Innovation Fund. I mentioned that each of the ASEAN countries, years ago, each one contributed $1 million. Tapos ngayon, sa $1 million na yun, may interest, and that money can be used for joint research across ASEAN. So, nagkaroon tayo ng submission of a lot of project proposals. Ang requirement namin, kada project, at least 3 ASEAN countries ang mag-collaborate.
Pero that is the, one of the requirement na dapat nilang ma-meet. At least 3.
And then the total cost should be only $50,000 per project. Ibig sabihin, kung tayo, nakipag-join tayo with 2 other ASEAN countries, maglalabas din tayo ng pera. It's not free. So, So para sure din na may commitment. So we will approve our first batch of ASTIP projects. And I think we will be funding about 10 to 12 projects for this year.
Pwede po malaman kung ano yung at least lang 3 project na na-approve for this year na makakasama.
Kasi bawal pa namin sabihin
Hindi
kung
pa rin,
ano,
oo.
kasi kailangan ma-approve muna.
Ma-approve muna.
Pero we're very happy to say that several proposals coming from where the Philippines is involved,
Very active talaga ang mga Filipino scientists.
nakapasok talaga doon sa top, sa top 10.
Ito pong ang ginagawa natin na ASEAN Science Summit. Ano po yung significant directly impact nito, not only for Filipino people, but for the ASEAN nation?
Our basic premise is that people in ASEAN should benefit from science, technology, and innovation. And we want to make sure that the products of science, technology, and innovation indeed will reach not just your country, but the other ASEAN member states. So to that end, in our meeting, we will discuss very simple things like, oh, meron akong Field Innovation Center equipment dito. Paano ko ipadadala yung design yan dun sa Thailand or sa Myanmar?
Very creative ang mga Pilipino, especially pagdating sa design.
Yes, and then tatanungin, magkano ang royalty? We have to talk about those things also. So in this meeting, we are going to talk about a range of topics, but I'm very happy to say na the members of the ASEAN Committee on Science and Technology are very cooperative. We really, tunay yung ASEAN helping ASEAN. So, pag hindi kaya ng isang bansa, yung ibang bansa naman yung tumutulong.
Kumbaga hindi siya political strategy lang. Talagang you really reach out for other ASEAN country.
For example, meron tayong, sabi ko madami tayong subcommittees, no? Siyam yung subcommittees. Isang subcommittee natin, nagbebelong yung Pag-asa. Kasi yung bagyo naman natin, pag galing sa atin, pupunta sa member states natin eh. So they actually share the data para yung prediction kung saan pupunta yung bagyo, mas accurate.
Mas accurate at makakapag-prepare din na.
Yes. So ganong klase yung ginagawa natin sa Committee on Science and Technology. Everything is science-based. Meron pa tayong bago na nagli-lead ang Philippines sa Singapore. This is the ASEAN Drug and Diagnostics Initiative. Alam mo kasi, ASEAN has 600 plus million people. What if I discover a new drug and I'm able to sell to 600 million people? Or I have a new biomedical equipment, like let's say an RX box, or maybe a relief ventilator. What if I can sell it to the 630 million population? Makes sense. Ang laki ng market mo. So yun yung gagawin natin kasi we noticed that many of the ASEAN member states, once natapos yung biomedical device, ang tagal bago umabot sa market. But we noticed sa Singapore, ang bilis. So,
Kasi trading sila.
Yes. Magjo-join forces yung buong ASEAN. Let's figure out how we make it fast. Kasi magkakakilala naman na tayo. So, magte-take ang lead dyan ng Philippines at sa Singapore.
So yung marketing approach natin, hindi na mahihirapan.
Actually, marketing is not the problem. The problem is getting the approval dahil health yan eh. Kailangan pumasa sa FDA and so on.
Yung mga clinical trial na napakatagas.
Yes. So we would like to figure out how do we make it quickly such that pag na-approve ngayon, dadaan ka sa FDA nung 10 eh. How do we make it such that mabilis natin mapapaabot sa market? May papasalat na regulasyon.
Kumbaga hindi na maduduplicate yung system na it's take a year pa bago malabas. Magandang balita po yan para at least yung mga kabayan natin, lalo na yung mga aspiring na innovator na gustong mag-immerse sa science, ay ito na, lumalapit na sa kanila, madali na.
Yes.
Lastly po, your message po sa ating mga kababayan at doon po sa mga dadalo dito sa ASEAN Science Summit na gagawin sa Cebu.
We would like to inform the general public and our kababayans that the Committee on Science and Technology meetings of the ASEAN is bent on making sure that science, technology, and innovation for ASEAN actually benefits the entire society of ASEAN so that we will achieve economic integration.
You've just heard our interview with Undersecretary Cristina Guevara of the Department of Science and Technology on the event of ASEAN Cost that she will be chair. Again, this is MJ Albina Balaguer on DZMJ Online, Makabuluhang Journalismo.